In today's video, we will discuss why Chris Jericho left WWE for AEW. Now, if you guys didn't know, for the longest time, Chris Jericho was a WWE loyalist. He never went to Impact, never went to ROH, but suddenly, Raw is no longer Jericho. And the reason for that is because new pro wrestling company has all the tools and resources to make Chris Jericho leave WWE. And now we're going to talk about why that happened. We're going to give you guys 5 reasons. Today's question of the day: do you think Chris Jericho will ever come back to WWE? Leave a comment down below. Number 1, Chris Jericho wants to make a difference. It's no secret he's always been loyal to Vince McMahon. He's always done the right business. He's always been the good guy. Never hear any scandals, never hear of any issues. And that's why he wants to make a difference, because a guy like him wants to see the wrestling world grow. A healthy wrestling environment for others to make a living, doing what they love, putting on an entertaining show. And it's no secret he could get a lot of credit for taking AEW to new heights. If this sparks a huge war with WWE, it's big stuff. Number 2, the money is just simply too good. The Khan family's got billions, and this is what Chris Jericho had to say about his offer. When you get a billionaire involved, suddenly I got the biggest offer of my career by far. I simply could not say no. Now, for those who don't know, Chris Jericho signed a 3-year deal with AEW, and honestly, for him to say these words, it makes you think that Vince McMahon just simply cannot offer the amount of money that Chris Jericho is getting. Now, this is definitely one of those situations where people want to know the exact figures, but it has not been yet released. However, the Khan family's got billions thanks to their ownership and professional sports teams, and now we're curious to see how much he's getting paid. Freedom. It's no secret that superstars in the pro wrestling world want freedom. And this is something that WWE may not be willing to give Chris Jericho. Now, what's really interesting about this is Chris Jericho left WWE to perform a couple matches with New Japan, and then months later he showed up at the Greatest Royal Rumble, which was a huge payday. So now people want to know, why does he need freedom? Well, Chris Jericho is a guy who's now starting to experiment with WWE and without WWE. And he's starting to realize that there's more to the pro wrestling world outside of WWE. And with freedom comes bigger opportunity. Especially when you look at it like a company of AEW who really needs his services, they're not going to keep him on lockdown. And one of the examples of this will be the Jericho Crews. This has actually been something that's been talked about before publicly. Cody Rhodes had mentioned that Joey Janela will be able to do his spring break shows for WrestleMania weekend, and they will allow Chris Jericho to have his Crews Rockin' Rager yet again. Now, this is exciting, and I think we got to talk about this a little bit more in depth. So with that being said, number 4, the Jericho Crews. Guys, if you didn't know, reports at one point came out that Chris Jericho requested WWE's NXT brand to take part in the Rockin' Rager Crews. Now, this was something that came out, and reports had said that Triple H and the WWE were not willing to do this. They did not want to share their talent, and there was probably a million other reasons as to why this happened. Now, many people believe this actually led to a sour part in the relationship, but Chris Jericho completely denies those rumors. He says it just didn't make sense for business, and that was that. But what's really interesting here with the Rockin' Rager Crews, this is something where, because he couldn't get NXT talent before, perhaps he can do this in alliance with AEW. And if AEW's got a lockdown on some great talent, it's a win-win for both parties. Number 5. Ultimately, a lot of people say never say never. Now, at one point, it's fair to say that Chris Jericho could absolutely be headed to the WWE Hall of Fame, and when he's ready for that one final run, it's very well possible we could see him in a WWE ring. Now, if that's being said, maybe this is something that Chris Jericho could be doing for the last few years of his career. He's 48 years old, signed a 3-year deal with AEW. His contract will end roughly in 2022. And you never know what will happen 3 years from now. This could be a situation where him going to WWE will be a story well told. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching 5 reasons why Chris Jericho left WWE for All Elite Wrestling. Make sure you guys click the link in the icon on the screen. Click and support the channel, and let me know what you guys think down below. As always, thank you for supporting. My name is Tony from Destination Pro Wrestling, and I'll see you guys next time.